Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bagger Don, and we thought we'd get on here now. We're only going to be on for about 45 minutes or so. We need the resources, and I get a very full plate here today. Um, we wanted to show you, though, what is happening. If you are new, by the way, if you are new to who we are or who we are not, be sure to visit our website. Let me just mark and timestamp this, by the way. It is Tuesday, July 18th at about 12, right about noon. And if you have questions, be sure to visit the website. And if you still have questions, you can email them to us. You can text them to us, and you're also welcome to call. Right? We just asked you to call 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and at 813-758-8263. And I'm happy to answer any questions. Let me just say this is that, and we're not saying this from purely a disclaimer standpoint. We're not. I know some people online on Twitter sphere, they ramble through the disclaimers and they just ramble and spit it out. We don't. And the reason being is it is a disclaimer. There's no hiding that. We're not trying to hide that, but it's important. It is important. And that is, I am not a broker. I am not a financial advisor. We're not making specific recommendations to buy or sell anything. We are not managing anyone else's money. Not doing any of that. What we are is a mentor. We're here to help teach you how we go about trading the markets, not just one way, but a multitude of ways that you might adapt and adopt into your own trading style and your own trading view. It's really an important consideration. As a monthly member, you get a video view of all of our algos from Sunday through Thursday. As an annual member, you actually get all the algos to use as you see fit. Now, we don't let anyone join as an annual without going through the Q School because we want to be sure that you're making the best decision for you. And you have ample opportunity to ask questions and you have ample opportunity to see what you need to see. So to that extent, we might be a whole lot different than everyone else. We're not running discounts. We're not, saying that everybody should be doing this. And the reality is not everybody should be. And, but we slow it down so that you have an opportunity to, to see. That's what we're doing. And, we, and it's fine. It isn't for everyone. We had somebody send us an email and maybe he's listening. He actually commented on one of the videos and he said, where is it? Is it still here? I always get a kind of a kick out of this. Let's see. It's someplace. Let me find it. Here it is. $99 a month. We don't even get access to the bot. You got to be crazy. It's comical. It's funny. Jaco, he doesn't know what he doesn't know. See, he's accustomed to following this guy, following that guy, getting this fish, that fish, he doesn't know what he doesn't know about trading. He's a part of the Reddit crowd or whatever. And that's great. It's great because I don't want to waste his time and I certainly don't want to waste mine. And we need people like that in the market. That's what makes the market. That's how come we're able to get done what we need to get done. So, Jaco, wish you the best, but Bud, the most valuable commodity of all is not a commodity, it's time. And it can't be bought and it can't be sold. and I do not want to waste my time, and I don't want you wasting yours, right? If I get the inclination that a person is not real, doesn't have realistic expectations, I'm not going to work with them. I'm just not. Let's take a look at the 5-minute interval on the ES. At 9:45 this morning, it goes long, and it's been long ever since. $1,000. 11:40, less than a half hour ago, 1,500. 9:40, nearly 1,600. 9:25, 1,000. Look at gold. 2:40 a.m. Maybe while you're sleeping, 2160. Oil, 940, 630. What's this bagger? 486.20. That is our trading robot. That's been running since midnight. Yesterday, it did about $670. It's still running. We've turned it, we turned it off. We did just reset it. And but this is what it's done. Let's show you how many trades has it had since midnight. Let's see here. We can show you. Oh, they're in here. They are in here. 12 trades. And look at that. It's only been profitable on 25%. Now, see, somebody like Jaco who doesn't know what he doesn't know, he would throw the baby out with the bathwater, That means that nearly 7.5 trades out of 10 were losing trades. Oh, that sucks. That's no good. I ain't gonna do that. I gotta be winning 8 and 9 times, right? But yet we're profitable. We're making $1.27, albeit narrow, but $1.27 for every dollar at risk. That's, there isn't anybody I am aware, on Twitter. I've been on the Twitter since we were here, long before Twitter. We're here probably long before YouTube, but nobody will spend the time that we spend with you. Nobody. Nope. But again, if I get the inclination, like somebody like Jaco, he doesn't even understand. Jaco, you could send us the money for an annual membership, which you're not about to, and I would return it to you. Because you would be so much work. You would be so much work because you just don't know what you don't know. And your head is full of all kinds of stuff, about trading. That is just, the likelihood of you ever making money trading is slim and none, and Slim just left town. So in any case, but for those of you that have come by and have a mature perspective, thank you. Be sure to visit the site. Be sure to, ask your questions. We're very real people, very patient. We learn from everybody, even folks like Jaco. And but if you think you're going to come in to these markets, the biggest, deepest markets in the world, trade with other adult men and women from around the world, in New York, in Chicago, in their tall buildings, maybe a billionaire parked in his yacht off of Monte Carlo, and you're just going to come in and yeah, I think I'm going to buy myself some Apple. I throw it on here. I got the 2 over the 8 moving average and that sort of thing. Good luck to you. Really good luck. And what you'll spend in losses will dwarf what we ask. So, but if anyone's got any questions, let us know. We're going to stay open here until about 1 o'clock on, and the robot is up. If it triggers, we'll see it. It won't be me putting the trade in. We're not drawing trend lines. We're not using MACDs. We're not using stochastics. Nothing against any of that stuff, but that gets old really quick. If it's working for you, keep doing it. If it isn't, you might want to stop, look, listen, and think about what it is you're doing. Unbag it on. This is stockmarketcaddy.com. And this particular tool is called the swing machine. It does not use moving averages. It doesn't use MACDs. It doesn't use stochastics. It doesn't use any of that traditional stuff. We do use some traditional things. We do. Um, in fact, we spent the better part of the morning discussing Bollinger Bands with one of our folks that is in just starting his Q school. And, the Bollinger Bands are probably the most used indicator study, but probably the most misused, most misunderstood tool. And it can be a wonderful tool, not just in tracking price, but also in tracking other indicators. And that you can use Bollinger Bands to track other stuff. Yeah, you can. Can be a beautiful thing. If you have any questions, let us know. Enjoy. Again, we say good afternoon to the folks that are passing by on YouTube. I'm Bagadon, and this is stockmarketcaddy.com. It is Tuesday, July 18th at about 12:30 p.m. If you're watching on YouTube, you might want to put it into high definition. We're not suggesting that you take any of these trades. Not that there are trades being presented. Swing Machine is monitoring and doing its thing, but you're not schooled in it. But we do these little video sessions so that you have an opportunity to see what we're looking at, and also it's an opportunity for you to ask questions about who we are, what we're about. You've got questions about the markets. We always have a little fun doing this. Let's put the ES contract and on a 60-minute time frame. 135 hours ago, this is for Jaco. Jaco said, "This be $100. You're gonna charge me $100? You're crazy." Okay, Jaco. 60-minute view. 135 hours ago, Jaco. If now the likelihood that he would have done this is slim and none, but if he had gone long at Swing Machine at 44.45.25, 5 p.m. on July 10th, one mini contract, you're up $6,400. A micro, 640, and it's all scalable. If you had used 10 minis, 64 grand. And then, folks, they're trading thousands of these things. They don't get to build those big buildings in New York and Chicago, getting 8 and 9%, from their deposit accounts. That's not how they do it. Let's look at the NASDAQ. 60-minute. You ready? 128 hours ago, a little bit later, at 1 a.m. on the 11th. Today's only the 18th. 14 grand. There's $20,000 between the two markets. Now, the likelihood, even still, that a new trader is going to get to that level is also probably slim and none as a new trader, because the monies will become emotional to them. They'll become greedy, they'll become fearful, and they just got to get out, one way or the other. They're driven by emotion. They don't yet understand how to trade and what the trading is about. It looks easy. It is easy when you're trained to do it. It looks easy. How hard can it be to sit in a little Cessna airplane, or a little turboprop, and take the thing off and fly it around a little bit and land it? Looks pretty easy, right? I'm just not going to get in the seat beside you. Yet, how many people work their entire lives and then, take their account with no education and no training at all and start taking it up for a spin? Not a good idea. But if you want us to plug anything in, if you think this is some sort of parlor trick, it isn't. If you want us to plug in any of your past trades or markets, could be a stock, just give me the symbol, give me the interval. Did you even know the interval? A lot of times, new folks, they don't even know the interval in which they're trading. And I'll plug it in for you, and we'll see how Swing Machine would have played it. This tool over here is not a back test. This is the actual performance for 86.20, for 86.20. This is just today. This is a trading robot that's been trading, and we weren't trading this robot. We were trading this one. It's a little more modest. It's a lot slower, and it just does its thing. And if it puts a trade in, you'll see it up there. That isn't me. We use trading robots to help us maximize our time. We use trading robots to help us minimize our emotions in much the same way that a pilot might use an autopilot. But you must have piloting skills to fly the plane, because at some point you've got to, take the robot off. Do you have the skill set to set the settings? There is a skill set there, just as there is in flying a plane. I can't, it's it's a great example. There's a skill set when playing golf, right? Not everybody plays golf, but there's a skill set. If you have any questions, you're welcome to visit the site, and you're welcome to post them in the chat. I'm happy to share with you. We've been doing this a long time, folks, right? We've been doing this a long time. I don't want to date myself, but I've seen a lot in the markets. There are some great investment tools out there. I am an investor at times. We draw the line at, investing is something, that's going to be for a long time, right? A long time. And I invest in a whole bunch of different things, very diversified in what we do. And but we also trade intraday and swing trade for cash flow, create cash flow for ourselves, And it keeps life interesting. I like people. I like meeting new people. It keeps me sharp. They ask me really good questions, maybe questions and things that I haven't thought about for a while. So it makes me better, makes us better, makes Susan and I better. And we have a person come through the Q school and they'll ask this, they'll ask that, and be like, oh, that's, a different, and they bring different perspectives. We have CEOs, we have CFOs, we got professional golfers, we got salespeople, we got policemen, we got firemen, paramedics, we got all different backgrounds. And it's a beautiful thing. Software engineers, right? We got a lot of software engineers, a lot of technical people. They can do quite well. You don't have to be a programmer. I do think you have to be, fairly comfortable with a computer though, right? We did have one person go through the Q school. He kind of sold himself short. I thought he did really well, but he hated the computer. And he said to us at the end, when it came time to decide, did he want to become an annual member? Don, the thing of it is, I hate the computer. I'm like, okay, that's all right. You did well. I understand. You don't have to do any of the programming, but I understand. Why do something you hate, right? Now he subsequently, reconsidered that, but you know what? It, life is short, and but for us, the computers are a big way. We have quite a few, in this little, when I think about it, we got more computers than TVs, that's for damn sure. It's a great thing. It's really, it's remarkable. And what we're able to do, you couldn't do this. Again, dating myself, I said this, Susie was sometimes I ask myself, why didn't we do this earlier? Why didn't we do this before 2000? You really couldn't do this before 2000. The technology wasn't there. The commissions were too high. It just for the individual, but shortly thereafter, and we pounced on it. And so we've been doing this really since right after we got going in a good way. Now I've been investing since, the 80s, right? But we got real active intraday, around 2002, 2003, thereabouts. Stock market caddy didn't come about until 2012, 2013. It was before Twitter. We had that before Twitter. And I'm happy to tell the story if anyone's interested, but we share the story on the website, so I won't repeat it. But I'm not from Wall Street. I'm not. I spent my career teaching, of all things, surgeons how to work with the most advanced in surgical instrumentation of the day. Go figure that out. And I tell the story. I did not have a biology degree, or I did not only a biology degree, I didn't even have a biology course. I had one in high school that I wasn't even there for. I wasn't. Go figure. Life takes some twists and turns. Um, I subsequently wrote to the teacher, who was a great guy. He taught our biology class at science department in high school. He's responsible for why Susan and I are in Florida, because as a young person, he took us to Florida as a class trip. And I'm like, oh, wow. I had never been on an airplane before. I had never been out of Boston. And 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 when I wrote him years later to thank him for that, and then said, you're not going to believe, his name was Nicholas, Mr. Nicholas, you're not going to believe what I'm doing for a career. And he's like, no, I don't believe it. I don't. I don't. So so I've been wearing a surgical mask before it was fashionable. By the way, they're worthless too, by the way. Well, we just won't go there, but they are worthless as far as from a virus standpoint. You can't, and Susan spent her career, also not from Wall Street, not from the financial sector, with IBM and Lotus Software. So she's the brains. She's the real brains, and the math whiz, and she's very, very good at math. Very, very good. And I tell the story. I tried to go. I was the one who wanted to go. With Susie and I met in college and got started together. I was the one who wanted to go to work for IBM, and I couldn't get in. I couldn't get in. Back in the day, I don't know if they still do this, but you had to take a test, and a lot of it was math. I think it was an IQ test. I don't know what I got, but evidently I didn't get enough. And so when Susan interviewed him, I don't think you're going to get it, but you go ahead. She got it. And she reminds me, because they gave her IQ, and she's up there. Like, where'd that come from? So she spent a bulk of her time there. And we've taken that experience and that knowledge and that success and applied it to this little endeavor of trading in the markets. And it's been wonderful. So we could get away from our bosses, and we could get away from the travel. We didn't plan on doing that necessarily. We didn't, but it just played out that way. And beautiful thing. You can do this wherever you go, and as it turns out, we never knew that we're going to have a COVID and all this stuff, but there's one thing that, this country, wants to do, and that is keep the markets open. They close everything else down, it seems, but they want to keep the markets open. So knock on wood, that's a good thing. As long as these markets are open, we're going to be here and we're going to be doing our thing day in and day out. We're here for those folks that the way we look at this is, if folks see us and hear us and visit the website and visit that, if we resonate with folks, those will be the people that we want to reach and we want to work with. They will be interested in maximizing their time, and we will be interested in maximizing our time, and it's a win-win. The people who, like Jaco, who sent us the nasty, little snide mark, very immature, doesn't know what he doesn't know, just wants to be, the smartest guy in the room, sort of speak. And, I I don't care. He could have all the money in the world or whatever, but he's not coming in. He's already, he's not. And the thing of it is, not only does he not know what he doesn't know how close he came, how close he could have come to actually changing maybe his life's direction. Isn't that amazing? You ever think about that? If you look back, we're at a certain age where we kind of look back on some things. I don't look back too far, but if you had only turned left or you had turned right or you had made a different jog in life. And there are these opportunities. Some people, they just squander them. They don't even consider it. Just let it filter through their fingers. Susan and I have been what I call shaking the tree, shaking everything we did. It's just who we are. It's just what we've done. When we met at school, when I was in college, my biggest concern in college was, the my ability to buy alcohol. I'm sorry to say, but I was 17. I was 17 years old when I enrolled. Didn't turn 18 until December. So when I was there, and I was like, man, everybody else is 8. The drinking age at that time is 18. I think it's now 21. But that wasn't. But I was a very serious student, and we set out. And when Susan and I met, we really, really got a lot out of the college environment. I really, really shook the tree. Took all kinds of classes, 2 majors, Susan's same internships. We really, really shook it. And we're going to learn from these folks that were there. And we still do, right? We still do. We still, the education of it just goes on. It just keeps life interesting if you keep learning. Some people, not being judgmental here, but some people, they stop reading after high school, they stop reading after college, or they just don't read. These things called books. Um, you know, I'm just open to it. Just want to, it does keep life interesting. This is a very dynamic environment. I loved my surgery experience because it was also very dynamic. It was very different, very different. Every day, very different. It just was, and it was very challenging. Um, and this is too. I would think I talk about them all the time, but I do have a phobia of heights, so there just wasn't a chance in hell I could ever be a pilot. I just don't think I just couldn't do it. I just have and if you have a phobia about money and so forth too, then maybe trading isn't. But vicariously, I love listening to pilots. Their mechanical approach to things, their ability to control their emotions, a huge responsibility at operating that equipment. It's Even though I've never done it, I think I have a huge appreciation for it. And I think it's just a great discipline. And if I didn't have a phobia, boy, I think it'd be a really neat, a really cool endeavor, to get in those things and to do that and move people. So this is our dashboard, so to speak, though. Swing Machine is our dashboard, and the markets are our skies, our terrain. And our job is to take a little bit of our capital, and maneuver and take it up for a little bit of a spin at various points and bring it back down and then salt it away and come back and do it again. Basically, it's it. And if you want to spend some time with us, we would love to spend the time with you and answer your questions. So. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. And just between offices right now, and those that are stopping by on YouTube, thank you. Thank you for stopping by, taking time out of your busy day. We value your time. If you have any questions on what it is you're seeing, don't hesitate. Let me just mark up a couple of things. First, a trading robot called the Stinger traded Sunday to yesterday to about 3 o'clock and netted us about 600 some odd dollars with a profit factor of about 1.55. Traded last night from midnight to just a moment ago. It's still trading. It's just not in any positions. And it's netted us 486 and a profit factor of 1.27. Now we can take a look at Swing Machine. For those that are trading Swing, and we'll mark it up here a little bit. We look at the most recent signals, and we'll just focus in not on the 1 minute, but on the 5 minute. The 5 minute ES went long at 9:45 today. So that's the last trade. It's been a while. And it's up 1187.50, 1 NQ, $1,200. If you traded a micro, it's 120. If you traded 10 minis, it's 12 grand. And, it's all scalable. If you got in and you made your 500 or 600 and you've been waiting, you're still waiting maybe for the next cycle. How the markets do cycle. They absolutely do. The NQ went long at 1140 just before we came on. So we came on at about 12:15 or so. So it was about 20 minutes and you've been watching it run. That position is up $2,700. The 1 minute, actually, it went off a little bit before, right, at 1137. So 2,000 to 3,000, pretty comfortable. The Dow also is long. It's in a dip, not nearly as strong as the others, not nearly as strong at 940. Within 5 minutes of the S&P, 1350, and the Russell also went long at 925. $1,000, 3,500, 4,500, 65, about $5,000 or $6,000 in profits there. The gold hasn't done much of anything right now. Short, and oil at 890. VIX market's comatose. Bear gauge is comatose. There will be a comeuppance. We're going to be watching here this afternoon. We're not going to trade, I'm not going to trade my inner ear, but, and we're going to let the program continue to trade, but we'll be keeping an eye on the VIX, keeping an eye on this Russell, and we think that the market is really pretty extended. If you didn't see earlier, we can change the ES to a 60-minute. 135 hours ago, on July 10th at 7 p.m., the market went long. If you took that trade and you're still in that trade, you're up $6,600 with one mini, 6 grand. 10, 66,000. Isn't that crazy? How about the NASDAQ on a 60-minute? 128 hours ago, 2 a.m. on the 11th, nearly 15,000. 10 of them. If you got the trading capital and the experience, the discipline, be up 150 grand. But you do need the piloting skill, right? How hard can it be to take a, high performance aircraft up and fly it around and land it? There's a skill set involved. If you want us to plug any of your markets in, let us know. It can do it with stocks. It can do it with anything. and let us know the interval, and we'll be happy to show you. We do these YouTube sessions to give you an idea as to who we are, what we're about, and also to give you, or not also, the most important is to give you a chance to ask your questions. We're not here to demonstrate a proficiency or to give out the fish or anything of the sort. We're not. It's a skill set. It's like learning to play golf or a musical instrument or shoot baskets or fly a plane, whatever that is. It is a skill set. When you learn that skill, it will become easier and easier to the point where you can do whatever that skill is and probably not give it a whole lot of thought. In the beginning, you're thinking a lot about a lot of different things. And I understand how hard that is. It is hard. Golf, and I'd love to be a pilot, but never going to happen because I have a phobia of heights. Probably not a good idea. If you have a phobia about losing money, you have a phobia about money, this probably is not a good endeavor. It just isn't. Now, if you have a healthy concern, that's one thing, but a phobia, like I just couldn't be comfortable with height. I wouldn't like it. I don't like it. I don't know why, but it just is. And it's a little embarrassing, actually. Susie and I used to go out to, we haven't done it in a while because we have Ted, the Golden, but we used to go out to British Columbia, drive through the Canadian Rockies. You ever done that? Holy smokes. Those are some high mountains. And they're roads. You can get above what they call the tree line. And it's, there have been a couple of times that, hey, Susie, do you mind driving? I'm not embarrassed to say. I don't know if it was the altitude, combination of the altitude, air thin coming from Florida, but they are high. And you're looking down over the edge like, oh God, I just don't feel comfortable. So you do need to be a little bit comfortable. But if you have any questions, let us know. And what we try to do for a person who's really intent, really serious about getting this underway, you've already demonstrated to yourself maybe a passion for wanting to do this. That's half the battle. We will spend 3 weeks with you during the Q School. And so you get a really, really good look. So we'll see what happens here. The markets on a daily basis, we can, without question, let's just go and look. Let's just show you. On a daily basis, we're pushing up on the greed meter up at 80. Can the markets go higher? Yes, but we're on borrowed time, folks. We are very much on borrowed time. God bless you, Susan. And let's look at the daily on the NQ. And wow, that's crazy. All right, so the NASDAQ is flat out in euphoria. Please don't rush out and short it. But if you did go long the NASDAQ 86 days ago, one contract, you're up 70 grand, 70,000. Isn't that crazy? Just back on March 14th. If you did 10 of them, 700,000. Take the rest of the year off. They do thousands of these things, thousands of them, right? But we know this is not the place to commit for us and our discipline to commit new money into the NASDAQ. No. Now is the time, easy for me to say, now is the time to take stock of where we are. If you are diversified in what you can do, trading not just futures, but options, now is the time to take a sober view and to begin looking out 30, 40, 50 days and to begin constructing defined risk option trades to play the market back. Because the likelihood that we come back to 15,277 over the next 20 to 30 days is 95%. There's a 95% statistical likelihood that we're coming back. And that would be about 700 points. If you're holding the right trade, it'll be a big payday. Not a guarantee. And if we come back hard and fast and catch everyone off balance, which I think we could, there's no magic line there that we could actually go much lower. So now is not the time for us, anyways. We're not suggesting anybody do anything with their money, but now is not the time to begin committing in new money, new capital into the S&P 500, or God knows, into the QQQs. From a trading standpoint, it's time to, if you are long, congratulations, begin sell calls, begin to take cash off, or cash out, half off, all of it off, and begin to brace. But we're going to put this back to an intraday, which is what we're focused on. So any questions, let us know. We'll let you watch. There's not a whole lot of folks coming by, but that's okay. There'll be folks that come by later. And here we be. We get this teed up in here. And we can mark this up. So this is not a back test. This is what it in fact has done since midnight. Good afternoon, everyone that might be passing by on YouTube. We thank you for passing by. There's so many people out there. It's so amusing to me. This is so common. It's the Twitter trader. The person who's trading options. We had one today, right? Oh yeah, I'm an option trader. Yeah, I made $20,000 in options today. Oh, okay. They don't even know. They don't know what they don't know. They don't even know and understand how options are priced. They really don't. Oh, it's the Greeks. It's the Greeks. It's this and it's that. It's so evident. So all I got to say, um, is if you're getting it done with whatever it is you're doing, keep doing it. If you are, learning from wherever that's good. But if you're not learning anything and you're just hanging out in these chat rooms, where we get, the young bucks, I made 20 grand off of, GameStop and the Reddit crowd and all that stuff, good, really, stop, think about what it is you're doing because those people, you know, they're roadkill when it comes to the markets. We need to have them in here because that's how and why they get carved up. But if you have any questions, feel free to email. You're welcome to call, and we will treat you with respect. We don't always get that. It's amazing to me. Some of these young people, I suggest, when you call, say hello, introduce yourself. It's just some basic, social skills. My name is God. Hey, they. We're real people, right? And by the way, we do not accept everyone. We do not. We absolutely do not. If I get an indication, as I just got, that a person is not real, it has a very immature perspective, very immature expectations. I do not want to waste 5 minutes of my time with that because they're wasting their time. If they don't value their time, they don't value mine. So, but be sure to visit the website, send us any questions. And if you still have specific questions, I'm more than happy to try to answer them for you. We're diversified in our approach. I suggest that everybody be diversified. It's a skill set. It isn't enough to buy and sell stock. It isn't enough to buy and sell options. It's not even enough to buy and sell futures. You need to be diversified and have the skill set and understand how these things are priced, how they move, and how to react. And sometimes, just this little bit of knowledge that is available on the internet is a dangerous thing. You cannot learn anything in life. You cannot learn anything in life if you're not aware of what you don't know and don't have the maturity. And it is a maturity, not in age. Someone could be very mature and be less than 25. Someone could be 65 and very immature. You need to have the maturity to say, something, I don't know that. I don't know. And it's sometimes so readily apparent. But that's what makes a market. We wish everyone the best. I wish the gentleman the best. He won't be coming into stock market caddy, that's for sure, because he hasn't got there yet. Maybe in another 10 or 15 years, he says he's been trading for 10 years, and he'll good luck to him. We wish you the best. And everyone else, don't hesitate. And we're going to run until about 3 o'clock. Then we do need the resources of the computer, and we'll need to turn down the YouTube. Good luck, everybody. We take a look at just before 3 o'clock, before we turn down the 5-minute futures contract. 62 5-minute segments ago at 9:45 this morning. A one contract, you're up 1,650. If you traded 10, you're up 16,000. The NQ at 11:40, 20 minutes before noon. If you traded one contract, you're up 4,000. If you traded 10, you're up 40 grand. The YM, 9:40, 5 minutes before the S&P, one contract, 1680. 10 of them, 16 grand. The Russell, 925. 1200, same drill. We control what we can control. Need to be knowledgeable. Just, going out and getting on Reddit and looking to buy a call and pig pile on GameStop, people made money on that. Hallelujah, have at it. Jump on the crypto bandwagon, that isn't going to get it done for you long term. It just isn't. But, that's youth. They don't value time. You will. Also value your money. It's wasting, we can't buy all these futures contracts, the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, oil, coffee, soybean meal, live cattle, but there isn't one for time. We can't buy and sell it, folks. It is what it is. And I have no interest in wasting my time. We want to maximize that time. And if that resonates with you, be sure to visit our little website. And, if and when you still have questions, I ask you just to call, take a minute, introduce yourself. My name is, I've been trading for a little bit. This is what I like to do. This is what I'm trying to achieve, and have some specific questions. And hopefully, a little bit beyond just the buzzwords of, high frequency this, high frequency that. That's sort of nonsense. It's very evident to me. It's very evident. And, that is the, that's the Reddit crowd. That's the Jim Cramer crowd. That's the crypto crowd. And it's amazing to me sometimes the arrogance of that crowd. I'm very, very humble. You guys are all much smarter than me. I mean, I'm just a rube. And, I don't know anything about anything, particularly in this market. And I'll arm wrestle you for the right to be the most ignorant person in this market, because I need to be able to move left and move right. The moment you know it all is the moment you stop learning. We wish everyone the best. This will be coming to an end right at the top of the hour. You're always welcome again to call. Let's have your questions. Good luck.